Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy, man. For today's video, we got a video about JxmyHighroller titled, I Thought It Couldn't Get Any Worse. Based off of the screen in front of me, I think this video is about, I have no damn idea, man. I have no damn idea. But, let's go ahead, check it out, because Jimmy's videos are always goated. Let's get it, man. Got JxmyHighroller, Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Mr. Beast. Like, if your name's Jimmy, make some good content. Well, Jimmy Butler won't make content. Here makes good coffee. Yeah. Okay. Wait, what's going on? What's going on? Try to compare Anthony Davis to this man.
The good old hot take.
Hey, there it is. Hey, hot take.
Of the sports world. Through the good ones, the bad ones, and the downright atrocious ones. We once again find ourselves racking our brains, trying to figure out how some people come up with this nonsense. But today, I've done the brain racking for you, and found some of the hottest NBA takes on the internet. So, buckle up.
I'm hoping, well, that's gonna be one thing to watch, is like the source of where it's coming from. Because like Stephen A. Smith, he be saying some stuff, man. You know, just for, for people to like watch a show and stuff like that. But,
this may be a bumpy ride.
Skip Bayless, same song and dance.
Today's video is brought to you by
DraftKings. All right, let's go ahead and skip to the man's code. Always got to show the code, man, Trying to get that bag up in here. And code JxmyHighroller, man. All right, very nice, very nice.
I did my reluctant but mandatory scrub through NBA social media in search for a new batch of hot takes.
Oh, God.
And to no surprise,
Hopefully one of my
what I
TikToks
found
ain't
was
on there.
downright appalling. Now, I'm no expert or anything, and I've definitely...
Wait. If Rasheed Wallace played in our league today, he'd be better than Giannis, Andre Iguodala. You know, Iguodala, I always thought you were the best player on that Golden State Warriors championship team. Last season, too.
No expert or anything, and I've definitely had my fair share of bad takes. But some of
It
y'all should
happens.
seriously have your accounts
Science ass is bigger than
deactivated
Kyle
for
Lowry's.
the absolute tomfoolery y'all are posting on these pages.
Pound for pound,
and
Lowry's got it.
Through hundreds of takes, here's some
Not
of the best
ass pound for
and
pound body
worst
weight
that I
Pound
came
for pound
across.
should also be the
Now,
ass.
this first take is from a fan who says that you need to be athletic to play in the
Every NBA player is athletic, even the non-athletic players. Guys like Steph Curry and Luka are used as examples of non-athletic players, but compared to the average dude, they are super athletes. I'd go as far as they need to be athletic to play in the NBA.
Yeah, and I cannot agree more with this take. Now, some of you are probably thinking, of course you have to be athletic.
Yeah, what does
to be
athletic
a
mean exactly,
professional
right?
Athlete, Einstein. But people will often use players like Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic, Duncan Robinson, and Kyle Anderson to prove the point that
And now
skill
Cade Cunningham.
and size alone can earn you a spot in the NBA. And I think
Stephen A.
the key
Smith
here
said it.
is relativity. Sure, relative to other NBA players,
Relatively.
these guys are not very athletic. But that's because their peers are some of the best athletes in the world. Compared to normal people, even the most unathletic NBA players are amazing.
Yeah, we'll run you out of the
athletes.
damn court.
For example, the average man has a vertical leap of about 17 inches.
Bet. 17 inch. Ugh. Might hit my ceiling. Oh, damn, man, I got up, baby. I've been doing leg days, man. Actually, I skipped leg day. Went straight to chest and arms today, man. I ain't gonna lie. But, damn, I got up there, man. That was at least 5. And I'm not even the damn NBA. So, hell yeah.
Duncan Robinson, the three-point specialist who doesn't dare take a step inside the paint, has a 33-inch max vert. That's double the average Joe.
But he's also
Luka
double the
Doncic,
size of
the guy
average
who kills
Joe.
defenses with his craftiness, not his athleticism, has a 38-inch max vert. And Stephen Curry, the poster child for what you can accomplish in sports without being an incredible athlete, has a 36-inch vertical leap. Even the most seemingly unathletic NBA players are still top-tier athletes. It's just that when they're surrounded by giant superhumans, they tend to look a bit ordinary. But the other aspect of this that no one really talks about is that athleticism goes far beyond jumping high and running fast. Hand-eye coordination, spatial awareness, agility, these are all crucial elements of
Mobility.
being
I
a
don't know
great
that
athlete.
shit, man.
For example,
I just
take
get
Trae
buckets.
Young. Doesn't really fit the bill for a typical super athlete in terms of explosiveness, but his dexterity, coordination, stamina, mobility, and many other components of his game make him tremendously athletic.
You know, that one-foot shot. What's up with that?
You do in fact need to be a good athlete to play in the NBA. And even the most mundane players in the league are super athletes relative to the rest of us. Now this next take
we all
actually
here
comes from an NBA
we all
player.
out here literally, you know, damn DoorDash and McDonald's every other day, and we out here calling like Zion and Kyle Lowry fat and stuff like that.
Crazy as it sounds, it's actually not too far from the truth. Last season,
I just tried
Karl
Chipotle
Anthony
for the
Towns
first
came
time.
out and said
Pretty
that
damn
he
good.
is the greatest big man shooter of all time. Fact. And immediately, fans were not happy about this.
Have you met
I mean,
Mehmet
with
Okur?
big men like Dirk Nowitzki,
Say Mehmet
Peja
Okur.
Stojakovic,
Mehmet
and
Okur.
DeMarcus Cousins, Cat still has a lot of work to do to earn the title of greatest shooting big man ever. Right? Let's look at the numbers. Here's a chart of some of the most prolific big man shooters in NBA history. And amongst some of the
Antoine
greatest
Walker.
big man shooters the game has ever
Jimmy,
seen,
man.
it appears that Al Horford, Chris Bosh, and Dirk Nowitzki are the best of the best.
No Mehmet Okur.
And then there's Matt Bonner, who lives in his own stratosphere. Karl Anthony Towns falls right here. So he's certainly one of the best big man shooters, but he's not number one. But this graph only covers mid-range
So
shots.
would that be Matt Bonner?
What about three-pointers? Well, that chart would look like this. And aside from Davis Bertans, who gets paid $16 million a year to literally stand on the three-point line for 20 minutes a game, the
Mysteries
best
now.
big men three-point shooters of all time include Ryan Anderson, Peja Stojakovic, and Matt Bonner.
Hey, shout
Karl
out
Anthony
Marvin
Towns
Williams, though.
is right here.
Former number 2
One
pick,
of the
right?
best all time, but not the best. Now this fan, like many others I've seen, says that Kyrie Irving is better than Stephen Curry at virtually every aspect of basketball other than shooting. Therefore, he's a better player than Steph is. First of all, no. Second,
Stop it.
this
And also, like, even if you want to make that comparison, it's like marginal. But the scoring and shooting, well, I should say the shooting of Steph Curry, like that is, the separation there is so insane. Like these other things, you could be like, well, maybe Kyrie, maybe Curry, but shooting is like landslide, and that's the difference right there.
logic seems to make sense. If player A is better
And I
at
say
most
that,
things compared
and
to
I got
player
some
B,
Kyries too
then
and
player A,
everything, so
by
not
default,
being biased.
must be the better player. But these side-by-side comparisons almost always lack one thing: context. For example, take these two players. Player A is
player
better
B.
at nearly everything compared to player B. Passing, playmaking, rebounding, defending, finishing.
Is it
Player
Steph
A
Curry
can do
and
it all.
Kyrie
So,
Irving?
according to the logic used in these comparisons,
This is going to be, I'm going to guess, handles scoring. Player B's Iverson. Player A, we can go Dwayne Wade.
we must assume player A is much better than player B. Except player A is Ben Simmons.
Oh,
And
shit.
player B is first-team All-NBA
Allen
Devin
Iverson.
Booker.
Damn it!
Similar to the Kyrie versus Steph comparison, using extremely general categories to assess players with zero context is a recipe for disaster. Basketball has a lot of nuance. It's dependent on situations, circumstances, and systems, all of which give context to a player's impact and ability. As incredible as Kyrie's handles are, they aren't nearly as impactful as Steph's ability to space the floor with his shooting. In fact, if history tells us anything, it's that being extremely good at a few things can often be far more valuable than being good at everything.
I agree with
if
that.
If you took away everything from Steph's game,
Specialist.
aside from just his shooting ability and high basketball IQ, he would still be a Hall of Fame talent. But if you took away Ben Simmons' passing ability, he'd be a 6'10" Patrick Beverley. These two aspects of the game hold different values to different players. So to compare them side by side like they are equivalents doesn't accurately determine anything. At most, these kinds of comparisons might help you decide who's the better all-around player, but if being good, not great, at most things on the court determine who is the best player, then Draymond Green would be a 4-time Finals MVP right now. But he's not. Now this next take is one of the more interesting takes
Top
I've
8
heard
players.
recently. This NBA fan says that the top 8 players in the league going into this season are the best top 8 players the league has ever had at any given time.
At any given time. Okay. Yo, is that Barry McCockner? I think that's Barry McCockner right here. So I will say if he is saying this, Barry is one to make some jokes.
Making this era the best era in NBA history. Those top 8 players being LeBron, Durant, Giannis, Kawhi, Steph, Jokic, Luka, and Embiid. And I gotta say, that is one hell of
By
a
the way, I'm still never going to forget the time that I was literally like watching TV with my girlfriend and we went on YouTube and she saw my search history. She's like, why are you searching Barry McCockner? And I had to explain.
top 8. Every one of these players,
explain.
aside from Luka and Embiid, either has an MVP or a Finals MVP. I'd say out of the top 8, you've got roughly 5 top 30 players of all time. Without a doubt, this is one of the most talented and accomplished group of players in NBA history. But is it really the best? Well, there's
all
definitely
those dudes
been
gonna end up
worse
being
years
top
in
30.
the NBA, like throughout the 70s and early 2010s, where maybe 3 or 4 players were head and shoulders above everyone else. But there's also been years where the league has featured a large group of some of the greatest players all in one season. Like in 1996, when the top 8 players in the league consisted of Michael Jordan, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, Gary Payton, Hakeem Olajuwon, John Stockton, and Karl Malone.
Hella talent.
This is a stacked group of 8 and one of the most exciting eras in NBA basketball. But I think we can do better. What about the 2003 NBA season, when the top 8 players in the league were Shaq, Kobe, Duncan, Garnett, McGrady, Dirk, Iverson, and Jason Kidd? This group contains 3 top 10 players in league history and 2 more players who are generally considered top 20 all time.
Yeah, the thing is, when it comes down to it, it's just you see a lot more scoring now in today's NBA. You see a lot more shooting and things like that. And when it comes down to it, like in those eras, they were dominating in different ways, but not like at like a higher velocity that you see now, so it doesn't like seem as impressive. But like for their eras, these guys were all dominating just as much as the players dominate today.
But I still think there's one NBA season that tops this one in terms of all-time talent. Back in 1988, the league was shifting from one era to the next. And within these 2 clashing generations of basketball, fans witnessed what I believe to be the most loaded group of players the league has ever seen. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Karl Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I think a better take would be the NBA has more talent than it's ever had before. Because, like, all these seasons are top-loaded and top-heavy and stuff like that, but when you look at, like, I don't know who, like, the 10th man is on, like, the 30th team in the NBA, still a pretty damn good player.
Thomas and Charles Barkley. That's 9 players, all of them generally considered top 25 greatest to ever play the game in the league, all in the same season. And outside of an aging Kareem, every single one of these players was in their prime in 1988. That's 5 consensus top 10 players of all time playing in the same season. Now, if we compare these 2 groups of players, I honestly think it's not even close.
Ooh, damn.
But only for the simple fact that the 2022 group has a handful of young players who still...
Why we gotta disrespect the Detroit Pistons like that? Isaiah Thomas is clamping the hell out of Steph Curry.
Have a lot of time left to add to their resume. And I do think that this 2022 group does have the potential to be the greatest collection of players in one season. Only time will tell how this group will pan out. Ask again in about 10 years and we'll have an answer for you. But for now, 1988 remains by far the most loaded year in NBA history. Now, our last take for this video has virtually become a matter of fact over the years, but I'd like to make the case against it. This fan asked the question, when it's all said and done, which LeBron-led super team will be viewed as his best? Which means by default, he believes LeBron has been on multiple super.
When it's all said and done, which LeBron-led super team will be viewed as the best? I would... Because D-Wade was like starting to age a little bit. Honestly, I'll probably go with, oh man, the big 3 on the Heat was nice. But, I mean, Kyrie, Kevin Love played his role nicely. Kevin Love was the Chris Bosh. So really it comes down to was like, you know, because Kyrie was like playing like his peak basketball. Like Dwayne Wade was kind of like, you know, on the exit a little bit. I think LeBron had his most efficient season ever on the Heat. But over the longevity of it, I think he had his best season, or like his, no. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm going to say Cavs.
Super teams. And as popular as this take is, it's not a good one. LeBron has really only been a part of one super team, and that was the Miami Heat. The Cavaliers from 2014 to 2017 were not a super team. And if you even say super team and 2022 Lakers in the same sentence, you're a sick individual. When the Cavs assembled their big 3, the potential of this team and the public perception of this team far exceeded their actual ability. By the time this Cavs team won the title, they had 1 superstar, 1 all-star, and 1 fringe all-star player. If this is the criteria for a super team, then that would mean that the 2021 Jazz were a super team, the 2021 Nets were a super team, the 2021 Bucks were a super team.
I was just trying to be controversial.
Warriors,
it is
the 2022 Celtics, the 2022 Suns, the 2021 76ers, and the list keeps going and going and going. In fact, if we just take the box plus minus of the Cavs' big three and compare it to teams over the last few seasons, you can see that they were good, but far from some all-time super team. You'd never look at Embiid, Simmons, and Tobias Harris and call them a super team. You'd never look at Kawhi, Paul George, and Montrezl Harrell and call them a super team. You'd never look at Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday and call them a super team. And yet, the combination of LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love were on this level by the time they won a title together.
It's the Hollywood factor. It's the names.
The 2022 Lakers with LeBron, Westbrook, and AD as a super team, just stop. We know what you're doing. LeBron has played on a handful of good teams throughout his career. Some of them were great, but he's only been a part of one super team. And unfortunately, that's all the racking my brain can handle in one sitting. Make sure to leave your NBA hot.
All right, that is the end of the video, man. That was very entertaining. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, my friends.